Looking back at that Graham Hill Trophy race, the cars look brilliant on the grid, they sound brilliant, but I think what really, really brings it to life and makes it stand out is the fact the quality of the racing.
Well, we're about to go underway. The revs begin to rise, and a great start from the Red Cobra, the Piro Cobra from the second row, went like a rocket.
Well, that was the first race with the Daytona, so it was my first proper racing start, and it was rubbish. I think also, you know, Emanuele obviously was deemed to be legal, but it was like the most blistering start imaginable, and it must have been absolutely on the edge.
Cobra. And look, you know, Cossingham's looking very quick. You can see he's closed on the two Cobras ahead of him as he goes through St Mary's. Run a little wide, and Andy Wolf is tucking it. Oh, and a big switch from Cossingham behind.
The car's going sideways on coolish tyres in the early laps of the race. It's not a big surprise, and particularly if they're being pushed really hard.
Gabby inside into Woodcock, a big look for Cossingham. He's made it. Done it. That was a fine effort.
You know, it is a tricky place to go through, but as long as you can make it stick through the first apex, then you sort of know that you've done it. It was probably the only opportunity I would have had to have tried that, and luckily it came off. If I hadn't have made it work, then I would have had to have found somewhere else to pass it.
Emanuele Piro getting really embroiled with the other Aston Martin DP214, managing to get through, but it got very crowded going down to the chicane. Flashes past the red white Mustang.
Initially, first time I drove the Cobra, I didn't really feel that comfortable because it's a short wheelbase car and it's got a lot of juice. I mean, unstable cars. I normally like very stable cars, and those who know me, I drive quite clean. So you have to accept that the Cobra likes a little drift. Let's say you drive it more with the throttle than with the steering wheel.
No, it needs a very swift pit stop for James Cossingham.
Yeah, well, Piro was delayed on the way in, so that sort of balanced that out again.
You know, a left-hand drive car at Goodwood's always tricky because, you know, you're actually sort of doing the driver change in the middle of the pit lane, which is again another thing that's highlighted early on at the driver briefing. But even then, when you come in, you know, you think I'll get as close to the wall as I can, and then you look at the video and you're miles away from it.
Joe Twyman leaves the pits.
Not going to be much in it, in fact.
Yes, not. Wow. Comes out just ahead.
The lights that we had on the car, I don't think we'd really set them up to be, you know, night lights.
Effective. Yeah,
but
they look good though.
Yeah, they look good, and you know, ultimately the reference points just go away. So, as I say, we've both done a lot around Goodwood, so you kind of know where it goes. It's just readjusting yourself to drive in what is dusk effectively.